Everyone, it's a pleasure to be here with all of you today, discussing a topic that is vital in today's fast-paced world. Don't be left behind. Learn to catch up. In our modern age, where technology is advancing at an exponential rate, it's easy to feel like you're falling behind. We see new tools, new trends, and new ways of doing things every day, and it can sometimes feel overwhelming. However, it's important to remember that it's never too late to catch up. Whether it's learning a new skill, adapting to new technology, or simply staying informed, you have the power to bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be. One of the most important things to remember in today's world is the need for lifelong learning. It's easy to assume that education stops once you leave school or university, but in reality, learning is something that should never end. The world around us is constantly evolving, and the skills and knowledge that were relevant yesterday may no longer be sufficient tomorrow. This constant shift creates a necessity for us to remain engaged in a process of continuous self-improvement. Lifelong learning isn't just about formal education or obtaining degrees. It's about cultivating an attitude of curiosity and resilience in the face of change. Whether it's learning a new language, picking up a skill related to your career, or exploring a completely new field of interest, the act of learning keeps our minds sharp and our perspectives broad. It also helps us stay relevant in our respective fields. If you're willing to invest time in learning new things, you not only keep up with the latest trends but also give yourself a competitive edge. Moreover, lifelong learning doesn't always have to happen in a classroom setting. Today, there are countless online resources, workshops, and even community programs that can help you acquire new skills. These platforms are often free or low cost, and they make learning accessible to anyone with the motivation to improve. The key is to develop a habit of seeking knowledge, whether through reading books, watching educational videos, attending seminars, or engaging in online courses. Every bit of knowledge you acquire builds on the last, creating a foundation that allows you to adapt to new challenges. Furthermore, learning doesn't always have to be about accumulating technical or job-specific skills. It can also include emotional intelligence, creativity, or problem-solving abilities, traits that are becoming more important as workplaces and society at large evolve. The world now demands that we think critically, work collaboratively, and adapt quickly. And the best way to develop these capabilities is through continuous learning and self-reflection. By prioritizing lifelong learning, we become more adaptable and open-minded. We also build resilience. As we acquire new knowledge, we often have to push ourselves out of our comfort zones. This process can be difficult, and it may lead to moments of frustration or failure, but these challenges are also where growth happens. When we embrace lifelong learning, we embrace the idea that there's always something new to discover, and this mindset helps us stay excited about what's next, rather than overwhelmed by how much there is to catch up on. In a world where change is the only constant, making lifelong learning a priority ensures that we remain flexible, adaptable, and ready for whatever the future brings. So don't wait for the perfect time to start learning. The time is now. In today's world, one of the most critical areas of growth is the ability to adapt to technological changes. Technology is evolving at a rate faster than ever before, and its influence is evident in nearly every aspect of our daily lives, from the way we communicate to the way we work, shop, and even think. The innovations we see today, such as artificial intelligence, automation, data analytics, and cloud computing, are revolutionizing industries, and anyone who fails to adapt risks being left behind. Whether you are in healthcare, finance, education, or any other field, understanding and embracing technological changes is not a luxury but a necessity. Technology often seems intimidating, especially for those who did not grow up with it, or who have fallen behind as newer trends have emerged. However, the good news is that technology is not an exclusive realm reserved for the tech-savvy alone. Today, there are resources available for people of all skill levels to help them learn and adapt. Online tutorials, workshops, and courses offer a wealth of information that can help you understand everything from basic software applications to more complex coding languages or data science tools. It is no longer a barrier to success if you don't have an advanced degree in computer science. In fact, many industries are now looking for employees who have a working knowledge of emerging technologies, even if they don't have a formal technical background. The impact of technology is particularly strong in the workforce. Many jobs that once required manual labor or simple tasks are now automated. For example, tasks in manufacturing are increasingly handled by robots, while data processing and decision-making are increasingly done by AI algorithms. If you are working in a job that involves repetitive tasks or administrative duties, it's likely that technology will soon be capable of doing that work for you. This isn't necessarily a negative thing, though. Instead of seeing it as a threat, it's an opportunity to embrace new technology and free yourself from mundane tasks. By learning to work alongside AI and automation, you can focus on more creative and strategic aspects of your role, ultimately making yourself more valuable to your organization. Moreover, staying updated with technological advancements means you are also becoming more efficient. Tools that automate scheduling, project management, and even customer relations can save a tremendous amount of time and allow you to focus on high-priority tasks. Understanding how these tools work and how to implement them can significantly improve productivity in your day-to-day life, both personally and professionally. It's no longer just about learning how to use a specific app or device. It's about understanding how technology can be a tool that amplifies your potential and allows you to be more effective in everything you do. The fear of being replaced by technology is common, but the truth is, technology is not replacing people, it's reshaping how we work and interact. To avoid being left behind, we must adopt the mindset that technology is a tool, not a threat. Embracing change means being proactive in understanding these tools, adapting to them, and using them to your advantage. The companies and individuals who thrive in the next era of technology will be those who understand it, engage with it, and continue to adapt to it. Technology isn't going anywhere, it's evolving, and the more we embrace it, the more we position ourselves for success. Similarly, there's another crucial aspect of avoiding being left behind: the need to stay open to new ideas. Often we can fall into a trap of relying on past experiences or well-established methods of doing things. While there is value in tradition and experience, the world around us is constantly changing, and what worked in the past may not be the most effective way forward. Whether it's within your personal life, your career, or the broader social or economic landscape, being open to new ideas is essential to keeping up with the times. When we talk about being open to new ideas, we are not just talking about accepting whatever comes your way without discernment. It's about challenging your assumptions, questioning established norms, and remaining flexible in your approach. Sometimes new ideas can seem intimidating or even disruptive, and it's easy to become comfortable with what we know. However, the reality is that progress comes from challenging the status quo and being willing to explore new possibilities. For example, in business, companies that innovate and embrace new ideas are the ones that stay ahead of the competition. They are the ones willing to pivot when necessary, try new approaches, and invest in ideas that might initially seem risky, but ultimately lead to greater success. Being open to new ideas doesn't just apply to large-scale innovations in business or technology. It applies to your personal growth and relationships as well. The way we approach problems, interact with others, and solve challenges is deeply shaped by our experiences and cultural backgrounds. Yet, when we remain rigid in our thinking and close ourselves off to new perspectives, we limit our growth. It's essential to approach the world with a sense of curiosity, to listen to others' viewpoints, and to recognize that there is always room for improvement. By doing so, we become better equipped to adapt to change, collaborate more effectively, and build stronger connections with those around us. Being open to new ideas also requires the courage to experiment and sometimes fail. The world of innovation and progress is not linear. Success often comes from repeated trial and error, from testing out different methods, and from failing in a way that leads to learning. To stay ahead of the curve, you have to be willing to step outside your comfort zone, try something new, and be open to the lessons that come from unexpected outcomes. Whether it's a new approach to a project at work, a fresh way of interacting with colleagues, or a new method of solving a personal problem, every new idea brings with it the opportunity to grow. In many cases, new ideas are the result of collaboration, combining different perspectives, skills, and knowledge to create something that none of us could have achieved alone. When you embrace new ideas, you open yourself up to a world of possibilities, And by sharing your own ideas, you contribute to a collective effort to move forward. Embracing new ideas doesn't just mean passively accepting change, it means actively participating in shaping the future, whether that future is in your career, your community, or even within your personal life. Thus, being open to new ideas isn't simply a mindset, it's a strategy for ensuring that you never fall behind, no matter how much the world changes. It keeps you engaged, adaptable, and ready for whatever comes next. It's about continuously learning, questioning, and exploring what's possible beyond what you already know. And by doing so, you position yourself not just to keep up, but to thrive. Often, one of the biggest obstacles people face when trying to catch up is the fear of failure. Whether it's attempting something new, stepping out of your comfort zone, or facing the unknown, the fear of not succeeding can be paralyzing. This fear can stop you from even trying, creating a mental block that prevents you from taking the first step toward progress. But the truth is, failure is not something to be feared, it's something to be embraced, because it is an inevitable part of growth. When we fear failure, we tend to avoid situations where we might not be successful, and in doing so, we miss out on valuable learning opportunities. Every successful person, whether in business, sports, or any other field, has experienced failure at some point. The difference is not that they avoided failure, but that they learned from it and used it to fuel their next attempt. Failure teaches us what doesn't work, and more importantly, it helps us refine our approach and strategy. Without failure, we would have no feedback to help us improve, and we would be stuck in a cycle of mediocrity. One of the most powerful lessons we can learn from failure is resilience. It's not the failure itself that defines us, but how we respond to it. If we allow failure to deter us, we risk falling into a mindset of helplessness and stagnation. But if we view failure as a temporary setback, we can bounce back stronger and more determined. Resilience is key to catching up with the changes around us. In a rapidly evolving world, setbacks are inevitable, but it's how we handle those setbacks that will determine whether we progress or remain stagnant. By embracing failure as part of the journey, we build the mental toughness needed to push through challenges and continue learning and growing. Furthermore, the fear of failure often stems from the fear of judgment from others. Many people hold back from pursuing new opportunities or trying unfamiliar things because they are concerned about how they will be perceived if they don't succeed. This fear of judgment can be incredibly limiting, as it places the opinions of others above your own growth and progress. However, when you shift your perspective and focus on your own development, you begin to see failure not as a reflection of your worth, but as a natural part of the learning process. The more you fail and try again, the more confident you become in your ability to handle challenges, regardless of how others may view you. Another key aspect of avoiding being left behind is staying open to new ideas. In today's world, where change happens so rapidly, clinging to outdated methods or familiar ways of thinking can hinder your ability to catch up. The world is constantly introducing new technologies, trends, and strategies, and sticking to what you know can prevent you from taking advantage of new opportunities. Being open to new ideas means not just accepting change, but actively seeking it out. It's about approaching the world with curiosity and willingness to try different approaches, even if they seem unfamiliar or challenging at first. Adapting to new ideas requires a mindset shift, one that sees change as an opportunity rather than a threat. In many ways, change is the engine of progress, and those who resist it often find themselves left behind as others move forward. Staying open to new ideas involves letting go of the comfort that comes from familiar routines and embracing uncertainty. It's about stepping into new situations with the understanding that growth comes from pushing yourself beyond your current boundaries. The more you expose yourself to new ideas, the more you expand your thinking and problem-solving abilities. In the workplace, for instance, this might mean embracing new technologies or learning new skills that challenge your previous knowledge. It could mean trying out new approaches to old problems, or collaborating with people whose perspectives and methods differ from your own. In personal life, staying open to new ideas could involve exploring new hobbies, meeting people from different backgrounds, or engaging with different viewpoints. This exposure broadens your horizon and helps you see things from angles you might not have considered before. And it is through this expanded view that you can find innovative solutions to problems and stay ahead of the curve. Staying open to new ideas also requires a willingness to question your assumptions and beliefs. Often we hold on to certain ideas or methods simply because they've worked in the past or because they align with our comfort zone. but when we stop questioning, we stop growing. By being open to challenging our own thinking, we allow ourselves to consider alternatives that might be more effective, more innovative, or more aligned with the current needs of the world around us. This willingness to evolve and adapt keeps us relevant in a constantly changing environment. Taking action is another critical factor in catching up and staying ahead. It's one thing to recognize the importance of learning, adapting to change, and staying open to new ideas, but it's quite another to actually take the steps necessary to implement these lessons in your own life. Action is what brings ideas to life, and without it, nothing changes. Often people get caught up in thinking about what they need to do, or waiting for the right moment, but the truth is, the right moment is now. If you want to catch up with the world around you, you have to take deliberate steps toward your goals, no matter how small they may seem. The act of taking action is empowering. It's easy to get overwhelmed by the scope of what's ahead, especially when trying to keep up with rapid changes. But breaking things down into manageable steps makes it easier to start. Taking action also builds momentum, and as you continue to make progress, even in small increments, you'll find that the tasks ahead no longer seem as daunting. Each step forward gives you the confidence to tackle the next challenge. It's not about being perfect or doing everything at once. It's about taking consistent, meaningful steps toward improvement. One of the biggest barriers to taking action is the fear of making mistakes. Many people delay taking action because they want to make sure everything is perfectly planned out, or that they have all the information before they start. However, the reality is that waiting for the perfect conditions can often lead to missed opportunities. The truth is that mistakes are an inevitable part of any learning process. By taking action, even if you don't have everything figured out, you give yourself the opportunity to learn and adjust along the way. The more you act, the more you learn, and the more you improve. Waiting for the perfect moment only holds you back from making progress. Taking action, even imperfectly, is always better than staying stuck in indecision. One of the most powerful tools for avoiding being left behind is the ability to stay open to new ideas. In today's fast-moving world, sticking rigidly to old methods or familiar ways of thinking can create a significant barrier to progress. We all have our comfort zones, and there's a sense of security in doing things the way we've always done them. But the reality is that the world is constantly evolving. New technologies, new theories, and new ways of working and living are emerging at a rapid pace. Those who fail to adapt to these new ideas risk being left behind as others move forward. Being open to new ideas is not just about accepting change passively, it's about actively seeking out new possibilities. When you remain open-minded, you start to see opportunities where others see challenges or limitations. For instance, in the workplace, staying open to new ideas can mean embracing new tools or technologies that make your work more efficient or allow you to deliver better results. It could involve trying a new approach to a problem or collaborating with a colleague who brings a fresh perspective. Every time you welcome new ideas, you expand your own thinking and grow in the process. Moreover, being open to new ideas also means questioning long-held assumptions. Often we rely on past experiences or traditions because they have worked in the past. However, clinging to outdated practices can prevent us from evolving and finding more effective ways to solve problems. The world of business, for example, is full of companies that failed to innovate because they were too focused on maintaining their old business models or sticking to traditional methods. A willingness to question the status quo and explore new possibilities can provide you with a competitive edge and keep you from stagnating. This open-mindedness also extends beyond professional life into personal growth. The more open you are to new ideas, the more you expose yourself to different cultures, viewpoints, and ways of thinking. This broadens your understanding of the world, enriches your relationships, and helps you develop a more flexible mindset. The ability to entertain ideas that are outside your immediate sphere of influence allows you to grow not only intellectually, but emotionally as well. People who embrace new ideas tend to be more adaptable, more creative, and better equipped to face challenges in life. One of the key factors that enable us to keep up with the pace of change is a focus on taking consistent action. It's not enough to just know what you need to do, or even to have the desire to improve. You have to actively take steps to make progress. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Too often, people get stuck in the planning phase, thinking that they need more information or a better strategy before they begin. But in reality, the most successful people are those who take the first step and learn as they go. Taking action requires a certain amount of courage. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, and even fear of making mistakes can hold us back from moving forward. But when we allow these fears to control us, we end up missing out on valuable learning experiences and opportunities for growth. Taking action, even if it's imperfect, pushes us out of our comfort zone and allows us to learn and adapt. It's important to remember that no one has everything figured out from the start. Progress comes through trial and error, through experimenting with different approaches and adjusting as we go along. By taking consistent action, we build momentum and create a sense of accomplishment that fuels further progress. Another aspect of taking action is the need for discipline and perseverance. Achieving any meaningful goal requires sustained effort over time. It's easy to get excited at the beginning of a new project or idea, but it's the ability to maintain focus and keep going when things get difficult that separates successful people from those who give up too soon. The path to catching up with the world around you is not always smooth, and you will undoubtedly encounter setbacks along the way. The key is to stay committed to your goals and keep taking action even when the going gets tough. Persistence is often the difference between success and failure. A crucial factor in staying on track as you work to catch up is maintaining a growth mindset. This is the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. People with a growth mindset embrace challenges, learn from criticism, and view failure as an opportunity to improve rather than a reflection of their capabilities. This mindset is particularly important when dealing with setbacks or obstacles, as it enables you to persevere and remain optimistic about your ability to overcome difficulties. People with a growth mindset tend to be more resilient, more creative, and more willing to embrace new opportunities. They don't see challenges as insurmountable obstacles, but as stepping stones on the path to success. By adopting a growth mindset, you empower yourself to tackle whatever comes your way, knowing that each experience is a chance to learn and grow. This mentality is vital when trying to keep up with the rapid changes happening in the world. If you view each challenge as an opportunity to learn something new, you become more adaptable and better equipped to handle whatever changes come your way. A growth mindset also leads to a greater sense of self-efficacy, the belief that you have the ability to influence your own success. This belief is critical when trying to catch up, as it empowers you to take control of your own development rather than waiting for opportunities to come to you. When you have confidence in your ability to learn and grow, you are more likely to seek out new experiences, take on new challenges, and ultimately stay ahead of the curve. While a growth mindset is essential, it's also important to stay focused on your specific goals. It's easy to get distracted by the endless flow of information and opportunities available to us, especially with the constant presence of social media and digital content. In order to effectively catch up and keep up, it's crucial to define clear goals and prioritize your efforts. Knowing what you want to achieve helps you stay on track and prevents you from becoming overwhelmed by the sheer volume of information and options available to you. By setting clear, achievable goals, you can break down your larger ambitions into smaller, more manageable tasks. This helps you stay focused and organized, and gives you a clear roadmap for how to progress. It's also important to regularly evaluate your progress and adjust your goals as needed. The world is constantly changing, and your goals may evolve along with it. Staying flexible and open to adjusting your plans is an important aspect of keeping up with the pace of change. Ultimately, the key to not being left behind is the ability to stay focused on your goals, take consistent action, and maintain a mindset that embraces both learning and growth. By doing so, you position yourself to succeed in an ever-changing world. In order to stay relevant and avoid being left behind, one of the most fundamental aspects of personal and professional growth is the ability to continuously acquire new knowledge. Lifelong learning is crucial in a world that is changing so rapidly. The idea that education is confined to our school years is outdated. With the fast-paced evolution of industries, technologies, and cultural shifts, if you are not constantly learning, you risk falling behind. This doesn't mean you have to go back to school or pursue a formal degree at every turn, but it does mean that you need to adopt the mindset of someone who is always looking to expand their skill set and knowledge base. Lifelong learning can take many forms. It can involve formal education, such as workshops or courses, but it also includes informal learning through reading, watching educational content, attending conferences, or simply engaging in thoughtful discussions with people who have different perspectives. The internet has made learning more accessible than ever, with platforms offering everything from academic courses to how-to videos, making it easier for anyone with a passion for growth to learn at their own pace. It's important to stay curious, not just in your professional area of expertise, but also in areas that are outside of your immediate field. This broader knowledge base allows you to approach challenges from various angles, helping you stay innovative and adaptable. By being a lifelong learner, you build a foundation that can help you adjust to changes, solve problems, and take on new opportunities that you may not have considered previously. In addition to learning, another powerful tool for staying relevant is the ability to adapt to technological advancements. Technology is no longer a distant concept confined to specific sectors. It is deeply embedded in every aspect of our daily lives, from how we communicate, work, and entertain ourselves to how businesses operate. Technology is constantly reshaping the way we live. The rapid growth of fields such as artificial intelligence, automation, and data science is proof of this ever-evolving landscape. It's no longer enough to simply understand the basics of the technologies that are out there. In order to catch up and stay ahead, you need to actively engage with these advancements. While it may seem daunting at first, adapting to new technologies doesn't necessarily mean you need to become an expert in every new tool or platform. Instead, it's about staying informed and gaining a basic understanding of the tools that are most relevant to your field or personal interests. For example, in business, understanding how data analytics and automation can streamline processes or improve decision-making could be a game changer. On a personal level, getting comfortable with new devices, apps, or platforms can help you stay connected with friends, colleagues, and the broader world. As the technological landscape shifts, those who are proactive in learning and incorporating new technologies into their lives will be the ones who maintain an edge, allowing them to take advantage of opportunities that others may miss. Alongside technology, another key to keeping up with the times is the ability to adapt your mindset to embrace change. In an era where the only constant is change itself, the ability to accept and embrace change is a critical factor for success. Change can be unsettling and may trigger feelings of anxiety or resistance, but it is essential to understand that change is a necessary part of growth and progress. Whether it's a shift in the economy, a new innovation, or even a personal life change, embracing change means seeing it as an opportunity rather than a threat. Those who resist change often find themselves stuck in their old ways of thinking and doing things, which can ultimately leave them behind. However, those who embrace change understand that it is the driving force behind innovation and growth. Embracing change requires a shift in perspective. It's about viewing challenges not as obstacles, but as chances to adapt and improve. Whether it's switching to a new software system at work, adjusting to a new team dynamic, or dealing with the unexpected challenges that life throws your way, your ability to handle and adapt to change will determine how well you can keep up with the world around you. People who are open to change are better equipped to pivot when necessary and stay relevant as new trends, technologies, and ideas emerge. Another critical factor in not being left behind is staying connected with others. Networking, building relationships, and fostering a sense of community are invaluable in our modern world. In a time when we often hear about the importance of individual achievement and success, it's easy to overlook the power of human connection. However, the truth is that no one achieves success alone. We rely on the expertise, support, and collaboration of others to help us navigate challenges, gain insights, and discover opportunities. Networking goes beyond just professional connections. It includes building relationships with people who can inspire you, challenge your thinking, and offer different perspectives. The power of relationships is evident across all industries. Whether you're in business, education, healthcare, or any other field, the ability to collaborate and build strong networks can provide you with access to resources, ideas, and opportunities that you might not otherwise have. The best way to stay connected is to continually put yourself in environments that encourage interaction, whether it's industry conferences, social media platforms, or even community events. By engaging with others, you not only learn new ideas, but also become part of a collective effort that works toward shared goals. Additionally, the relationships you build can offer emotional support, which can be essential when trying to navigate times of change or uncertainty. Surrounding yourself with people who are supportive, driven, and forward-thinking can help you stay motivated and inspired as you work to catch up. Lastly, resilience is perhaps one of the most important qualities you can develop in order to keep up with the fast pace of modern life. The road to success and growth is not always smooth, and there will inevitably be moments of failure, frustration, and disappointment. It is during these challenging times that resilience plays a pivotal role. Resilience isn't just about bouncing back from setbacks. It's about learning from those setbacks and using them as stepping stones for future success. Those who are resilient don't let failure define them. Instead, they see it as part of the learning process and use it to fuel their growth. Building resilience involves developing mental toughness and emotional flexibility. It requires the ability to stay focused on your goals, even when the path is difficult, to maintain a positive attitude despite challenges, and to keep moving forward when things don't go as planned. Resilience is about accepting that setbacks will happen, but knowing that you have the strength to overcome them. Cultivating resilience can make you more adaptable and better equipped to handle the inevitable uncertainties that life throws your way. By developing this quality, you not only become better at handling challenges, but you also gain the confidence to take risks and embrace change without fear of failure. In a world where change is constant and the future is unpredictable, developing the skills of lifelong learning, adaptability, openness to new ideas, networking, and resilience is key to staying ahead. These qualities empower you to navigate the complexities of modern life with confidence, allowing you to seize opportunities, adapt to new circumstances, and continue growing, no matter how fast the world around you changes. Those who actively cultivate these qualities will be the ones who thrive, rather than be left behind. In today's fast-paced world, one of the most essential skills to possess is the ability to manage time effectively. Time is one of the few resources we cannot replenish, and how we choose to use it plays a critical role in our ability to succeed. Many people often find themselves overwhelmed by the demands of daily life, trying to juggle work, personal commitments, and everything in between. Without effective time management, it becomes easy to fall behind, as we can easily lose track of important tasks, waste time on less meaningful activities, or struggle to balance competing priorities. To truly keep up with the demands of modern life, it's crucial to develop strategies for managing time that maximize productivity and reduce stress. Effective time management starts with understanding your priorities and setting clear goals. Without a clear sense of direction, it's easy to get sidetracked by distractions or put off tasks until the last minute. By identifying what matters most, you can allocate your time and energy towards what truly aligns with your objectives. This may mean saying no to less important activities, or breaking down larger tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. It's also important to recognize when you are most productive during the day, whether you are a morning person or someone who thrives in the afternoon, and schedule your most challenging tasks during those periods. Time management also involves knowing when to delegate tasks, freeing up your time for activities that require your unique skills or attention. By staying focused and intentional with your time, you can avoid the feeling of being constantly behind and instead create a sense of control over your day. Another important aspect of staying current with the world around you is developing the ability to work with others effectively. In our interconnected world, collaboration is no longer a luxury but a necessity. Many of the challenges we face today are complex and multifaceted, and working alone is often not enough to tackle them effectively. Teamwork enables us to combine our strengths, share ideas, and solve problems in ways that we could not do individually. Working well with others requires communication, empathy, and flexibility. Being able to listen to diverse perspectives and collaborate on innovative solutions allows you to stay on the cutting edge of developments in your field or personal life. Furthermore, collaboration fosters a sense of community and belonging, which can be motivating and help keep you engaged with your work. However, collaboration isn't always easy. It requires patience and the ability to work with people who may have different working styles or goals. Sometimes conflicts may arise, and in those moments, the ability to navigate these situations with grace and professionalism is crucial. Embracing collaboration means understanding that different viewpoints can enrich the outcome, even if they initially challenge your own perspective. It also means knowing when to compromise and when to stand firm on important issues. Those who can effectively work with others are often the ones who find themselves at the forefront of progress because they are able to integrate diverse ideas and experiences into their work, keeping them relevant and adaptable. Alongside collaboration, another critical skill is the ability to practice emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence refers to the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our own emotions, as well as the emotions of others. In both personal and professional settings, emotional intelligence plays a vital role in how we interact with others and make decisions. High emotional intelligence enables you to navigate social situations with ease, build stronger relationships, and foster a positive work or home environment. It also helps you remain calm and level-headed when faced with difficult situations or high-stress moments. Having emotional intelligence allows you to communicate more effectively, empathize with others, and manage conflicts in a constructive manner. It also supports self-regulation, helping you stay composed under pressure and make better decisions, even when emotions are running high. In a world where interpersonal relationships are increasingly important, emotional intelligence helps you form deeper, more meaningful connections with people, which can be essential for both personal fulfillment and career success. Whether you are working in a team, dealing with customers, or simply managing your personal life, emotional intelligence allows you to engage with the world around you in a way that helps you remain flexible, aware, and attuned to the needs of others, giving you the tools to stay ahead. Staying ahead in the modern world also means becoming skilled at managing uncertainty and embracing ambiguity. We live in a time where change is constant and the future is increasingly unpredictable. While this can feel unsettling, those who can embrace uncertainty are often the ones who thrive. Being able to make decisions with incomplete information, adapt quickly to unforeseen circumstances, and stay calm during times of ambiguity are critical traits in today's world. It requires developing the ability to think critically and make calculated decisions, rather than relying on rigid plans that may quickly become outdated or irrelevant. Managing uncertainty involves cultivating a mindset that is comfortable with risk and change. It means not fearing the unknown, but rather seeing it as an opportunity to explore new possibilities. Instead of waiting for perfect information or ideal conditions, those who manage uncertainty effectively take action and adjust their approach as needed. They understand that uncertainty is not something to fear, but something that can lead to innovation and new growth. In doing so, they maintain a sense of agility and are better equipped to stay ahead of shifts in technology, business, or even societal changes that may catch others off guard. Another vital component of catching up and staying ahead is maintaining a healthy work-life balance. In today's hyper-connected world, the lines between work and personal life are often blurred. With constant emails, messages, and notifications, it's easy to become consumed by work and neglect other important aspects of life, such as relationships, health, and personal well-being. However, to truly thrive and keep up with the demands of the modern world, it's crucial to set boundaries and ensure that you are taking time to recharge and focus on yourself. A healthy work-life balance not only reduces stress, but also boosts productivity and creativity. When you take time to relax and engage in activities that bring you joy, you replenish your energy and mental clarity, which allows you to approach work with renewed focus and enthusiasm. Setting aside time for family, hobbies, exercise, or simply rest is essential for long-term success. Additionally, maintaining balance helps prevent burnout, which can be detrimental not only to your health, but also to your ability to perform at your best. By giving yourself permission to step away from work and focus on other aspects of life, you become more resilient and better able to handle the challenges that arise, both professionally and personally. Lastly, cultivating a mindset of self-compassion is essential in the journey to avoid being left behind. We are often our own harshest critics, and when we encounter setbacks or failures, it can be easy to fall into self-doubt and negative thinking. However, practicing self-compassion, treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer a friend, can help us navigate difficult situations with greater resilience. Self-compassion allows us to acknowledge our mistakes without judgment and to see them as opportunities for growth rather than as reflections of our worth. This mindset shift is critical in an era where perfectionism is often celebrated, yet it can be incredibly limiting. When you approach challenges with self-compassion, you give yourself the space to learn, fail, and try again without feeling like you are falling behind. This ability to forgive yourself for mistakes, acknowledge your imperfections, and move forward with confidence is essential for maintaining mental and emotional well-being. In a world that is constantly changing, those who practice self-compassion are better equipped to stay flexible, take risks, and keep up with the pace of life without being bogged down by the fear of failure. By mastering the skills of time management, collaboration, emotional intelligence, uncertainty management, work-life balance, and self-compassion, you are not only able to keep up with the changes around you, but you also position yourself to thrive in a constantly evolving world. Each of these traits is interconnected, and when cultivated together, they form the foundation for success and personal growth in an unpredictable future. In a world that is continuously evolving, adaptability stands as one of the most crucial skills one can develop in order to stay relevant and avoid being left behind. Adaptability is not just about adjusting to changes when they happen, it's about proactively preparing yourself to handle whatever the future may bring. The pace at which industries evolve, technology advances, and societal trends shift means that clinging to old methods or relying on past experiences alone is no longer sufficient. Being adaptable requires the ability to embrace new ideas, tools, and strategies while maintaining a mindset that allows you to quickly pivot and adjust when things don't go as planned. This skill is crucial for not only surviving but thriving in an ever-changing world. Those who are adaptable don't just react to change, they anticipate it and position themselves to make the most of it. Being adaptable also involves letting go of the fear of failure. People who fear change often do so because they're afraid of failing in new environments. But the reality is that failure is often a stepping stone to success. Rather than being something to avoid, failure should be viewed as an opportunity to learn and grow. The more you experience change and manage to adapt, the better you become at navigating future challenges. This resilience fosters an ongoing sense of growth, allowing you to handle the inevitable bumps along the way. Adaptability means being comfortable with uncertainty and learning how to embrace challenges as opportunities for personal and professional development. Those who can adapt don't get bogged down by unexpected events. Instead, they see them as an integral part of the journey, helping them evolve into more capable, resourceful individuals. Alongside adaptability, critical thinking is another indispensable skill for staying current in today's fast-moving world. Critical thinking is the ability to analyze information, assess situations, and make informed decisions based on logic and reasoning rather than emotion or bias. It's a skill that empowers you to break down complex problems and find effective solutions, even when the answers are not immediately obvious. In an era where we are inundated with information, often contradictory or incomplete, critical thinking allows you to sift through the noise and discern what truly matters. With the rise of misinformation and the rapid spread of news, being able to evaluate the validity and reliability of the information you encounter is more important than ever. By practicing critical thinking, you ensure that you are making decisions based on facts, evidence, and reason, rather than being swayed by opinions or emotions that may not reflect the reality of a situation. Critical thinking also enhances creativity and innovation. When you approach problems analytically, you are more likely to come up with novel solutions, as you are not limited by conventional thinking.